My name is Gisela and Gisela Quinones, and I'm from Whiting, Indiana, a small city near Chicago. I'm married with three children, and we've been homeschooling since 2016. And from that, I became a founder of a nonprofit, which turned into a nonprofit. Actually, it was just a group that I founded, Latinos
Mm.
Homeschooling on Facebook, to help connect parents during the pandemic, during this really difficult time to find community, even if it was virtual. And then 2021, it became a nonprofit organization. But when my daughter was in first grade, she was having a lot of hard time and it just seemed like everything was very routine. Like we were starting to get into a lifestyle that we didn't really want. It was, you know, a lot of homework she was getting and a lot of stress with it. She was only in first grade and she was already getting assigned, chapter books. I mean, I sent her to a private Catholic school, so she would come home with a lot of textbooks, and I would spend most of my evenings with her and I just wanted something different. I didn't know anything about homeschooling. What inspired me is I met a young girl when I was at the YMCA, and she was a homeschooler, and I liked the just the respect and that she had with her mother, who her mother
Mm.
was actually telling her how many laps she needed to take, coaching her on how to refine her her strokes when she was swimming. But just the approach, the relationship that they both had, the communication. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't perfect. I really like that. So we were just doing it as a one year experiment. Just wanted to be very intentional that our children can be around people that look like them. So, and to go to school with people that look a lot like them. And unfortunately, when you go to a school that looks a lot Latino and Black, some of the resources aren't as good.
Mm. Mm.
Um,
Mm.
and they weren't really teaching them their history and a lot of things like that. So that was another factor when I started, homeschooling. I wanted to make sure that they learn Spanish, that they learn some or part of their history. So that was really our intention, as well as parents. There's a lot of financial sacrifices that are made, by most parents, not all, because there are some that don't need to make financial sacrifices, and that's fine, but there's a lot that do.
Right.
But then most of us still work. My son, though, I do want to mention that he goes to school. He was homeschooled part of the time, but then he goes to a private school. But I think he next year he told me, and I left it up to him. And we had this discussion. He wants to come back home and try it out.
Interesting.
Uh,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he told me I lost my joy in learning that I had.
Wow.
And where I told them, let's just take it kind of a year of sabbatical where we're kind of, you know, figuring things out. And I told him, you can go back or you can stay. I'm really leaving it up to him. And that's the whole thing about school choice education. Parents should have that freedom.
So one of the things that that we're seeing in the data and research is that an increasing number of Latino families are choosing homeschooling and micro schools and other kinds of
Yeah.
unconventional education. Does that seem true from where you're sitting? And if so, why do you think that is?
I think it's everywhere. People really want to align to some place that shares their value with parents who want education. My group is still growing, and I'm still getting emails from parents saying, "How do I do this? I only speak Spanish." I don't know if it's the situation that we're living in now, if maybe some parents aren't documented and they're afraid to send their children to school. But then I meet other parents who are Latinos who speak English. I get compliments from a lot of people telling me, I'm not bragging or anything, but that my children you can speak very well to them. They can have a conversation with anybody their age. They have some downtime. They're in high school. It's a little difficult for me. It has been difficult for me to create community for kids their age.
Hmm.
Perhaps it might be the kids that don't want to go out. that they just want to stay at home. It might be some parents' unwillingness to create that space. But I'm really proud of two oldest. They kind of been very intentional about that. My oldest is in a rock band, so she
Ah, it's great.
still talks to a lot of people in that world. My other daughter, she has her friends that she met through internship this summer that are also, they don't go to traditional school. Some are homeschooled and some go to some online private school, and they get along well. They don't see enough of each other but they always communicate. My church has a huge food pantry that it's one of the biggest in the city of Chicago. My 14-year-old has really worked there, and
Mm,
I'm proud of that because it's like she could, they tell her that like you're 18, you don't even have to go to college. You could just get into the office
mm,
and because you do intake, you work with a lot of things that we're under the Chicago Food Depository umbrella. So that's an agency that needs to be reported to, audited, so that she knows certain things that need to get done to be able to, for us to be sustainable, the organization. So she's learning a lot. And she has even expressed that when she starts working, she will always support that organization. I told her, you're
mm,
probably going to be a board member
mm.
of the organization, looking more into ourselves,
Yep.
in terms of how we want to educate our children, looking inside and seeing what are we doing that is affecting, or are we bringing any fears into this or any insecurities into that we've experienced in the past into our children's education.